Criticism is the disapproval of people, not for having faults, but for having faults different from their own. Everyone might have come across criticism in their lives, be it being criticized or criticizing somebody else. Sometimes it's this criticism that motivates us to do better things, and sometimes it is the same criticism that puts us into a situation where we do not like the people around us, or we develop a hatred towards others because they said something about your work. It also, in worst cases, when taken too personally, prohibits a person from achieving anything wonderful. Let's delve deeper into why people criticize, and when criticized, how to handle it effectively. Most often, people judge because they are unable to handle their own inner struggles. Whatever they criticize is a projection of what is happening within them. Let's say you are wearing a fluorescent yellow shirt and you like the color, so you're wearing it, nothing wrong. But somebody who does not like that color, who has an aversion to that dark color, like fluorescent colors, says or criticizes about your dress, and you feel bad. Here we have to note that there's nothing wrong with you, nothing wrong with the color, and nothing is wrong with the dress either. But what seems to be wrong here is the other person's perception of colors. He has an aversion towards those colors. It's nobody's fault. It's not even his own faults. He's not able to handle it. That's the problem. That's the reason why he's projecting it like that. This is just an example, because anybody can do anything that they want, and nobody else has the right to criticize or judge them, because everybody is unique and everyone has got the right to do whatever they like. Anybody can do anything that they wish. Just one thing that they have to consider is it should not disturb or hurt others. If it satisfies this caveat, anybody can do anything that they want, and they are not responsible to answer anything to anybody for doing what they want, provided they don't hurt or disturb the other person. Let's take another scenario where you work in an office, a reputed institution, and you like to wear really colorful dresses, and those with glitters and really shiny, attractive, jiggly kind of dresses, and you wear one to office because you like it. Just before I said yes, it's everybody has their own freedom to do whatever they want. But in this scenario, your friend, who's a well-wisher of yours, comes to you and says, "Hey dude, we're working in an office and it's not ethical or it's not professional to wear this kind of a dress, and today we've got a meeting, so what would our manager think? Why don't you think about what dress you wear to office?" In this scenario, you see your friend is your well-wisher, and whatever he says is absolutely right. It's for your good. And this is not exactly criticism. This is a suggestion or an opinion to help you. When things like this come up in your life, you should be open to such kind of suggestions and criticisms or opinions. Even if it's going to be criticism and it's going to be really very straight and rude, if it's going to help you, just think about it. If it's going to help you, then you should be open to constructive criticisms. Even when it comes to opinions of others, or let's take an example of this. You write a book and you give it to your friends or people you know, just to give their suggestion or opinion about it. So everyone has their own suggestion. Some says it is too long, and the other says it's actually not really very interesting. You could have added more twists and turns to the story, so it would have been great. The other person says this character is not nice, or this character should have had a better description, or the way you projected this character should have been better. So you get a lot of opinions and suggestions about your review, your book. What you do in this case? Everyone says their own point of view from what they know about the stuff that you want to be reviewed. Like, some people may not even know about what they are doing. Like, they may not have knowledge of how a story is to be written, but when they read it, and just as a reader, they give their opinions. It's their own personal view. You can listen to it, you have to listen to it, but it does not always have to mean that you should take it to your heart and follow it. Not all suggestions and opinions need to be adhered to. And nothing is wrong about your friends and colleagues or whomever gives you suggestions. There's nothing wrong in their part either. You ask them for a review and they're reviewing it or giving their suggestions or feedback or opinions, and it's very well fine. But you don't have to be disturbed, or you don't have to take it to your heart. It's just their opinion. It's just what they feel about it from their point of view. You wanted your story to be like this, so you have made it that way. You have written the book because that's how you wanted it to be. That's how it's your own creation. There's nothing wrong in it. If somebody says it's too lengthy, yes, you wanted it to be too lengthy. Might be. If you didn't want it to be too lengthy, you wanted it to be short, or you had some other thought in your mind but it ended up some other way, and somebody points it out. Like, you actually wanted the book to be short, but you exceeded the word limit and it was too lengthy, and somebody points it out. You should be open to it and you should rectify that. That's how it goes. Coming to the other part of the story, if you have criticized somebody for something and you know that you have criticized, in most of the cases people do not even know that they are criticizing, because it comes out so spontaneously that they don't even know what they are doing. If that's the case, then you have to look back, think what you spoke with somebody and what they reacted to. It will be very clear when you criticize somebody, they're not going to be happy about it. For sure, they'll be showing off their face, or you might be able to find out from the way they react. So just think what you spoke and what made them feel bad. And if you find that you had criticized somebody, then just think about it. Why did you ever criticize them for that? They wanted that, or they did that just because they felt like doing it, or that's what they are, or that's what they like. It could be any of the reasons about. What is there to criticize? If you do not like, it's something that you do not like. You don't have to tell others that it's not nice because you do not like it. Let's say you really want to help somebody about something, and what you offer them is constructive criticism. You want them to improve on something, so you're suggesting something, but it's up to them to totally take it or just leave it, and you don't have to feel bad about it. You had a good heart to give them some good suggestion, and it's equally fine from their part to take it or just leave it, because at the end of the day, it's their work, or it's their life, and they have the total right to decide what they want. And when you offer constructive criticisms, be careful about how you offer it. Do not use harsh or the hard way to express what you feel. There are lighter ways to speak or convey what you feel. Let me explain it with an example. Someone prepares a dish for you and you taste it. It's not really that great, but it's okay. You can taste it. It's good to eat, but it's not really great. So, how do you offer your suggestion or opinion? Saying it's good is fine. This is the kind of opinion that you give about the food. And saying, for example, if it lacks some ingredient, or the taste is not that great and you think some more salt has to be added or something like that, so you can say the food, the dish tastes great, and it would be still great if you were able to add some more salt to it. It might still taste great if you added. That could be a kind of suggestion, which is where you say them that it was good, at the same time you also help them to improve the dish. That's one kind of a suggestion. And talking about criticism, just to give an example of how it might sound and how it shouldn't sound, and you taste it and you're like, what the hell is this? It doesn't taste good at all. I'm not able to eat it at all. It doesn't have salt, and let me throw it in the dustbin. It doesn't deserve to be eaten by anybody. If you're going to give something like this to somebody or anybody for that matter, just think of what they'll think about you. So, the next time before you criticize somebody, have this in mind. What if you're on the other side, the one who receives the criticism? Let's take the same example. When somebody said your dish was good, just feel happy about it. Even if they had said it was bad, okay, it's just their opinion. You don't have to take it to your heart. It's fine. You don't have to worry about it. And talking about the next one, when they gave the suggestion about adding more salt to the food, you have to think about it. Might be that person required more salt to the food, so that suggestion came up. Or you yourself could taste the food and see if it required more salt. If it did require, yes, you are free to take up that suggestion without any harsh feelings and add more salt the next time. I'm just giving this as an example. It applies to any situation. And the final thing, or the final case where the person was too harsh and too critical about the food that you prepare, just don't bother. That's what I would say. It is his own opinion and his own character or his own judgments that reveals or that comes out about the food. So the best way to handle it would be just to ignore it. One thing to be added here is, even in the worst of criticisms that you receive, sometimes when you look deeper into it, even in the above example, the person at one point said that it did not have salt. So this is what you might have to take from even the bad things that you get to build up. Might be it really didn't have salt. That's the reason he spoke like that. You might have to check the dish. You might have to taste it again and see if it really did not have enough salt. If that was the case, yes, you have to take the criticism in a positive way and you have to work on it. Though it was not given to you in the proper way, still you could change something that you got in the wrong way or which hurt you to something that would benefit you. Try to change all problems or situations or all that hurt you into something that would help you grow. This is one of the positive outlooks that you could develop in your life, which would help you in a great way.